thought for my first video on my new channel that I would do the Booktube and Newbie tag. I wasn't tagged to do it, but I thought it'd be a great way to introduce myself and why I decided to start this channel, which just happens to be the first question. So I was wanting to start a channel for two reasons. I love to read. That's the biggest reason, and I would like to share my thoughts on books with the rest of the community. And two, I've been searching for something to keep me busy, and I literally have been thinking about doing this for months, and I just decided to take the plunge. There's no better time than now, and I'm just gonna have to get over my anxieties of being in front of a camera and just do it. So here I am. That would be why I'm starting the channel. Question number two is, what are some fun and unique things that I could bring to Booktube, the Booktube community? I think one of the unique things I can bring to the community is I'm not a genre-specific reader. I read everything from historical romances to biographies and everything in between. If it's something can hold my attention, I will read it. It's just, I'm just not a person that reads on a straight and narrow, like I'm only one genre, I only prefer one genre, and go from there. I am not that. I have friends who recommended biographies. I've had friends who recommended self-help books to me and all these different books, and as long as it's something that will keep my mind attached to it, I definitely will read it. So I think that's something unique about me, and it's something unique that I could bring to the community. Question number three is, what am I most excited about for the channel, for starting the channel? I think what I'm most excited about is to step out of my comfort zone. I'm always the one behind the camera. I don't like being in front of a camera, whether it's pictures or videos. I've never edited a video, and as you can probably tell, I've never lighted a video either, because this light is probably horrendous, but I'm just working with what I have right now. My sound's probably not the greatest, but I promise as I go on, I will definitely get better with my editing, with my lighting, with my equipment. And just right now I'm using what I have to get started on it. So that's pretty much what I'm excited about. And I'm excited to be able to meet some new people through this adventure. And I'm just ready for it. I'm just looking to get out of my comfort zone, stop being so anxious about things like this, and just go. Number four, why do I love to read? There's a lot of reasons why I love to read, but I think the biggest one is it allows me to escape from my life for a few hours. And when I mean hours, I mean hours. I can be hooked on a book for hours on end for one day. It's just, if I'm having a crummy day, I can just jump into the pages of a book, get lost in it, and focus on whatever the character's going through, and just kind of put my stuff to the back burner, allow myself to de-stress, calm down, take a deep breath, and just be in the pages of a book for a while, and just everything else goes to the back burner. I zone out and I read, and it's one of the greatest things I found to help my anxiety, is to sit down with a good book and get lost in it for a while. So that's the biggest reason why I love reading. Other reasons are, it's just, I get to travel to places without having to travel, and you get hooked on these characters. I've cried over a book. I've gotten angry over a book. I flipped a book off before, so you just feel all these different emotions, and it allows you to really see how other people see things. So it's really cool. Number five, what book or series got you into reading? I don't know what book or series got me into reading the most, especially since I've been reading since I was really young. But I would have to say something that reignited my reading passion and got me into a new genre is Lisa Kleypas. I probably pronounced her last name wrong, and if I do, I'm so sorry. I'm not good with names. The series about the Hathaway sisters, and they have one book. I would go to the library on my lunch instead of the cafeteria. It was always too loud, and there was people that I did not want to be around. So I would go into the library, and I found this book looking around one day, And I think the title, and I could be wrong, it's been a while since I've read it. It's the one book of that series I don't have, and it's called Dreaming of You, I do believe. It's either, yep, I might be getting that book confused with another, but it's the Hathaway series that I got hooked on and got me into reading historical romances. And I used to have a lot of them, but unfortunately I had to downsize a little bit, and I'm now, if you could see my bookshelf and the floor around my bookshelf, I'm now gaining traction on having a lot of books again. So that would be a series that got, like, reignited my passion and got me into the historical romance genre. Number 6, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I would ask for advice. That's it, advice, because a lot of them have been on YouTube for years with their booktube channel, and I would want to know what tips they could offer, what advice they can offer from their first video to their most recent video and anything in between. I think that would be the biggest thing, is what piece of advice could you give me? Number 7, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? That would be me being uncomfortable in front of a camera, me putting myself out there for ridicule, and just in general having people being able to comment on something I'm doing, because like I said, I'm a shy person. I don't like being in front of a camera, and that will be my anxiety over being in front of a camera would be something that would be the hardest to overcome, along with the editing aspect, the sound aspect, the lighting aspect, because like I said, this is not the greatest lighting. I'm looking at myself and I'm just horrified, but it's what I have to work with right now. And one of the things I saw when researching booktube channels is you work with what you have first off. You don't need anything fancy. Get the fancy stuff later on if you want to, but just work with what you have, and that's what I'm doing. Number 8, when did I start reading? That'd be a question I have to ask my parents. I mean, I've always had books read to me, but I can't remember or pinpoint exactly when I started reading. I just know that reading's always been a huge part of my life, so much so that my dad has said to me countless times, you read so much, why not write your own book? Which I'm in the middle of doing, but I kind of hit a rough patch inspiration-wise, so I'm hoping to find something that sparks my imagination again to get back into finish writing, because I have a friend who really wants more of my book. I give little pieces to her at a time to read, so she's been begging me, so hopefully I get that to her soon. But other than that, I can never pinpoint exactly when I started reading. I just know I've always read. I'm the bookworm of the family. My email is literally bookworm, has bookworm in the email. So yeah, I can't exactly pinpoint it. Number 9, why? Oh, number 9, my favorite. Where do you read? My favorite spot to read is in my bed. My bed butts up against the corner to joining walls. So I have this nice little corner that I put all of my obnoxious amount of pillows in, and then I kind of shimmy down, get really comfortable, and I can sit there and read for hours. I put on my reading playlist and my headphones, and I'll just sit and I'll just read and I'll just de-stress. So that's my favorite place to read, but I'll read wherever it's appropriate. I'll sit upstairs with my family watching TV. They'll be watching TV and I'll be sitting with a book. Family functions, if it's boring enough, I'll bring a book and I'll read. Or if we're just sitting around or whatever at a family function, I'll definitely read there. The one place that I can't read, absolutely cannot read in, and it's when I'm a passenger. I don't read or anything while I'm driving, of course, but I cannot read in a moving vehicle, any kind of moving vehicle whatsoever. It makes me extremely nauseous, and I can't do it. So audiobooks become my friend at that point. So yeah, my bed's my favorite spot, and the car is my spot that I can't read at all, which sucks because there's been a lot of road trips where I could really use one of my books. 10. What kind of books do I like to read? As I said in the previous question, I am not genre specific. Right now I'm hooked on thrillers, particularly Lisa Jackson, because those are the ones I have on hand. And what I like about thrillers is they hook you in and you're trying to figure out who's the culprit and everything that's going wrong and everything that's happening, and you think you have it nailed down, and like I said before, it's like a snap and it all gets twisted up and you have no freaking clue that that's who the person was. You thought you knew, and then to list my top 3 genres, I would say historical romance, thrillers, and like young adult still. I'm a Twilight fan. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Twilight fan, Vampire Diaries, I've read, things like that. But I love reading anything. If the first 2 pages keep my attention, I will read a book from cover to cover. But if I can't get drawn into a book within the first 1 or 2 pages, I can't do it. I can't. And a cover too, I know you're never supposed to judge a book by its cover, is the saying, but cover plays a big part of it for me. A book's cover kind of draws you in, and I've picked up a book that I love the cover, and unfortunately the inside did not match the cover, so it's kind of one of those things where I'll stand in a bookstore and read the first 2 pages to see if it's something I want before I buy it. So that's the kind of books I love to read, everything. As long as I can hold my attention, everything. So that's the newbie tag. I do want to say that I am going to be doing a video on my reading challenge and what that's going to do. And then I'll have one with an Amazon haul of books that I got with Christmas money. And I have a couple of other video ideas. Those are just the 2 that are coming up right away. So thank you for watching. Like I said, bear with me while I'm learning all the aspects with audio and lighting and everything like that. So thank you once again for watching, and I hope you stick around for more videos. Thank you. Bye.